Hello, this is Stampy, and welcome to another behind the scenes video. Today I am designing a brand new minigame for my Funland. As you're watching this, I have already built it in my lovely world, but this is recorded before that, just to show you the process that I went through in order to come up with that minigame and design it and get ready to build it in my lovely world. So we are starting with something very simple with this one, and it's a minigame that I've been struggling with for literally years now. So we're going to see how well this goes. So basically, in my lovely world, I have a zombie spawner, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks high. So basically, I have a zombie spawner, which is floating above the ground here. Of course, I can build up ground to it and dig underneath it if I need something, if I need it to be on the ground or something. But basically, it's just too good of an opportunity to not build a minigame that involves a bunch of zombies that are going to be spawning. So that's what I'm going to be designing today. I have done a video talking about my failed attempts to design this minigame. There's a minigame here, which I designed, where zombies were going to be making their way out from that zombie phase, and you'll be firing arrows by stepping on these pressure plates and trying to stop them making their way to the end. I scrapped this game. I spent a long time working on it. I decided that it wasn't good enough, and then I gave up on it, and I am starting completely from scratch. But I have done a video, if you want to just, I don't know, look for it on the channel. You can find it that way. Yeah, if you did want to hear more about that game. But yeah, we are starting brand new. And at the moment, I have zero ideas. I had absolutely no ideas whatsoever. So I'm going to do a little bit of thinking. I'm going to do a little bit of playing around and try and come up with something. And then once I think I have a seed of an idea, I will go and let you know kind of what my initial idea is. And we can go and maybe begin starting to think about actually designing this thing. Okay, I've just had the start of an idea, and it's kind of a ridiculous, silly idea. I think there's a very good chance this ends up not being the final idea, but I thought I would bring you in just to show you kind of my first experimentation. So the idea was to do it so that the zombies spawn and then land in boats, and then it could be like a boat battle game. So I need to do some experimenting. So the perfect scenario is that if you're in the boat with a zombie, it won't hurt you, but will hurt people outside of the boat. Because then everyone could have a zombie in the back of the boat, and then they got to go around and battle each other by like sailing to try and turn around so the zombie hits the other players, but it doesn't hurt them. That just seemed like just such a ridiculous game, like some sort of like Battle Boats game. Oh, Battle Boats sounds good as well. Battle Boats is a good name. We might be onto something here, but I need to do a bunch of experimenting to see how zombies and boats work. I may need to kind of log in a second kind of controller to kind of test out how it works for someone who isn't in the boat. But let's just go and do an initial test, because even if this doesn't become an idea, I just love this idea anyway, and it's just funny. So let's go spawn in a zombie. Is it on easy? It is not. Let's go and switch it to easy, and then to spawn in a zombie. So how do zombies get in boats? If there's just a boat with no one in it, there we go. They just go and sit in. That is cute. That is cute just to see a zombie in there. And then if I go to get in, am I in the driver's seat? I am. It then switches them to the back seat, and now I'm in the driver's seat. So far so good. Next test, let's switch me to easy. Oh, okay. The zombie hit me. Okay. Oh, does the zombie only hit me when I move? Nope, the zombie's going to keep hitting me. See, this is the problem. This isn't what I hoped. So I hoped that the zombie would only hurt me if I wasn't in the boat. So yeah, if I go here, it does hurt me. And let's maybe give myself like a golden apple or something if I'm gonna keep on doing this, because this is gonna get dangerous pretty quickly. Okay, I haven't given up the hope yet, but this has kind of thrown a bit of a spanner into the works, I guess. So the next test is to sail past in another boat and see if it hurts me while I'm in this boat. Can I get it to hurt me? Is it gonna... Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to be pretty close. So it looks like, do I need to be to the front? Oh, no. Okay, it just hurts me when I get close. Okay, this is still good then. So is there any way to get it so the zombie in the boat... Okay, let's move away a little bit. This is getting dangerous again. Is there any way to get it so the zombie doesn't hurt me? Like, what happens if I have an invisibility potion? Is that going to do anything? Do invisibility potions do anything to mobs? I never really really experimented with invisibility potions. So let's go and now stand next to it with the invisibility potion, and let's see if it's still going to hurt me. I'm assuming it is. I feel like it doesn't really... Oh, no. Okay. Zombie isn't hurting me now. What about if I just like stand right? I'm assuming I'm standing right next to it. There we go. Okay, so if I have an invisibility potion, it doesn't seem to want to hurt me, which is okay. And let's just go and test it. So I'm sailing the boat. Is it going to hurt me now? Oh, it does. So if I get in the same boat, it hurts me. Okay, there's a few problems here then. So the initial idea wouldn't work. So the idea was that everyone would have a zombie in their boat and then they'd try and get the zombies to attack each other. That doesn't work. And I can't even be in the same boat because otherwise it's just going to keep hurting me. I don't think this idea is going to work. It was a great idea. Minecraft didn't work in the way I needed it to work for this idea to be a properly good idea. So sadly, this one might have to be thrown away. So yep, I'm going to go and try and come up with another idea and then we can go and test that out to see if that's going to work any better. Right, I've almost immediately just come up with another idea, and I'm trying to do better on these behind the scenes of capturing just my very first idea, rather. Like, I've got a tendency to kind of come up with an idea and then work it out a little bit before recording, and I wanted to change that. So, I've literally just had, like, the very first seed of an idea. So, I guess the most similar thing I can compare this to is pig pong, I guess, where the idea is that a zombie would drop down in the middle. I think I'd come up with a method to make it so it's like a zombie, like not like a bunch of zombies, like a single zombie. I guess you could do, no, a group. Okay, so think of this as a mixture between, wait, 1 second, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is right. Is this right? Is that right? 1, 2, yeah, this is right. So, think of it as a mixture between pig pong and hungry hippos, if you can imagine such a thing. So let's say that there's a minecart here, and in the minecart there's a snow golem. Yep, that's right. We're going back to our snow golem idea. Like, I mean, the snow golem zombie relationship is I just sound like I've just shipped them. The snow golem zombie relationship is a fun one because, you know, like, I don't know how much zombies attack snow golems, but snow golems throw snowballs at zombies, and that is a mechanic which we can exploit, and something that I haven't really exploited very much. So the idea is that there could be 3, 4, 5 different positions that this snow golem could be, and then there'd be the exact same thing on the other side over here, and then you're here with like a control panel. So basically, I could have a bunch of buttons here. Let's see if I can do a very early version of this. You can see how quickly I came up with this idea. I've still got all my invisibility on me. So we could have, like, say, on this version, where you going? Where you going, Snow Golem? We could have 3 buttons like this, and then these could, I don't know if this redstone's going to quite work, but these could link up to these power rails so that when you press the button, it switches between, this doesn't even line up, it switches between which position it's going to be in. I think I'd probably eventually set it up so you just press the button and it goes to exactly that position rather than just activating that power rail. So let's see if this works. Okay, that one definitely doesn't work here. Okay, oh, I know what I need to do. Let's just kind of slide this guy out the way for now. Can I get this guy just to move out the way? Let's just break it. He can wander. So let's go and set this up so this block is here. Excuse me, buddy. And then, like, basically the opposite way around. Kind of how it is on the other side, but on this side here. I think that should work there. Maybe this is going to work. And does the power rail... Why isn't the power rail lifting up? Does the power rail need to be on here, then it needs to go like that? No, I want this one to be... Oh, there we go. That's the way it's supposed to be. So if that goes like that, hopefully this is going to work now. So the idea is there's like a goal. So there's a goal here, and you need to try and get it so the zombie goes in the other person's goal. So this could be here like this. It could be like a box kind of like that. If the zombie falls down into the other person's goal, then you score a point. This will be literally like a pit. We can use pressure plates or tripwire hooks to kind of mark it. And then there'd be like the zones on the outside, which are basically like the fail zone. So these are like the gutter, I guess, if you think of bowling. So if the zombie falls down here, then, I don't know, maybe you lose a point, or maybe it just doesn't count as a point. Basically, there's the goal in the middle, or it could be like 2 goals on the outside and you don't want it to go down the middle. That doesn't really matter too much. They are just the fine detail. So the idea is you're trying to get the zombie to the other person's side and also line it up to the middle. So say if there's a zombie standing here going, oh, I'm invisible, but imagine I'm a zombie. You'd want to get the snow golem to here so that it kind of shoots kind of side on. It could even be a case where these rails kind of loop around to the side even a little bit, and so that way you can push it left and right. I think if that was the case, it would work that these ones literally give the other person a point, because then that way, say if say if the person shooting the zombie over this way, I could put the track around to here to shoot it in this direction so it does fall down in the gutter. Could be interesting. So there's a few things that would need to work. I, of course, need to make sure it's a case where, like, I need to have some way to make it so that the zombie just doesn't stay exactly in the middle. Like, it needs to get pushed to one side or the other, and so I need to make sure if that's going to work. But this could be interesting. This might have a little bit more promising promise than the last idea, the boat idea. I did like that boat idea, though. So let's put this guy in there, and let's see how much just this works already. So it goes to here. I can kind of move it along a little bit. Oh, this redstone doesn't link up to this at all. So let's go and do that to there. And then that should send it off that way. I think it's just going to go back and forth between these two. So if I send this one to this power rail here like this will be a bit of a test. So I can press that and it should send it to that one. Then I can press this and then it will send it to the other one. So this is kind of it just working with just two positions. But you kind of get an idea of how this would work and how, like, I could be controlling where the snow golem goes. I like this. This is there is some promise to this idea. Certainly a very interesting idea. It seems like the snow golems have a little bit of will to move themselves. It looks like where they would go to be walking around, they kind of have a tendency just to wander off by themselves, which I didn't really think about. So let's maybe give that a test. Let's go and just throw a snow golem down here, scoop him up, and let's just see how much he moves without me doing anything. So I think he's kind of moving from when I nudged him at first, or is he just moving by himself? Is he going to slow down? Let me kind of just stop him so he's completely not moving, which is easier said than done. Stop moving. Stop moving. Okay. He's moving very, very gradually now. So let's see how much he moves by himself. So obviously not very much. Obviously he's not going all over the place, but that could actually be the fun twist that makes it so one team doesn't, like, you know, so it doesn't end up being a stalemate. Because if you're kind of controlling it and then the snow golem kind of randomly goes in another direction, that could actually make it quite fun. But saying that, this fellow doesn't seem to be particularly interested in doing anything. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He just moved by himself. Okay, so sometimes they do randomly go off. So I'm going to have to bear that in mind while building this. But let me see if I can kind of work out just this controlling mechanic a little bit, just to see whether there is a good way I can kind of easily switch between positions, because that's so important. And then we can start thinking about the actual arena, and I don't know whether this idea is actually an idea worth pursuing at all. Okay, welcome back. I actually found it surprisingly difficult to work out what should be very simple. Basically, the idea where I wanted it to be, so if I press the button on the right, it ends up on the right, and then if I press the button on the left, it ends up on the left, and if I press the button in the middle, it ends up in the middle. It's actually kind of tricky to work out the redstone. So basically, what I would need to have happen is so that, say if I press the middle one, it would light up all of the lights apart from the middle, so it would stay there. And if I do the one on the right, it would basically light up everything apart from the right, and then that's the way you'd move it around. It doesn't work here. I kind of got the way it worked out here, so that if you imagine that these are parallels, if you press the middle one, it lights up the outsides, and then these ones, it lights up the ones on the right, and then these will light up the two on the left. The way I did it was basically by doing a longer trail of redstone, and so that the trail of redstone naturally runs out, so it doesn't reach far enough. So you can kind of see that the trail of redstone runs out before it gets to that redstone lamp, and that's the way I was able to work it. I pretty much just finished working this out, and I already think that I might completely change the idea. So I don't know yet. So I had the idea of maybe kind of taking a little bit of inspiration from the old original version, this thing over here, and instead of moving a snow golem in a minecart, which might be a little bit restrictive, and also this redstone might be a bit of a pain, what I could do is just have like doorways. So say if I had a doorway, I mean, you know what a doorway is. I mean, it could be literally a door, or it could be like a block like this, so that say the snow golem's inside of here, if I kind of have him kind of trapped in a little bit, and then this doorway would kind of open up for a second, the snow golem would shoot, and then it would shut. That might be a good way to make sure there's not a stalemate, because it could be a case where, like, as you open it, it's going to open for a second and then close. So kind of choosing the exact timing when you open it could be more important. Whereas if it's on the minecart, it's going to be kind of non-stop throwing snowballs all the time. And the fact that the snow golems can wander off the power rails, it could get to a case where this guy wanders off and kind of gets stuck in between two of these. Like, what I would have done is done like more power rails in the middle that I just always lit, so that it always makes it to the end anyway. But it still could kind of get to an awkward situation where it kind of gets stuck or something. So I'm kind of in between the two ideas. There's kind of benefits to both of them. I think it would be funnier to see the snow golems going around in the minecarts, but it might work better to kind of have it open up and then just start throwing the snowballs. I kind of like the idea of it literally being the doors as well, rather than the piston ideas. I kind of like the idea of it being like an iron door that will just kind of flap open for a second, and then as long as we have a fence or something on the other side and then like a low enough ceiling, the snow golem shouldn't be able to wander out. I kind of like the idea of that, and you kind of just flap them open at the right time. And also, it happens to mean that the redstone would be very simple, because it would mean that I just have a trail of redstone leading from the button to the doorway. So let me make a little mini tester of that idea, and let me just see whether that works out. It also means that I can have a lot more snow golem, where like I could have, you know, maybe one in the middle, and then what I said about some on the side would make it easier, because this redstone was all just to do 3 power rails, and if I had like these and then maybe more on the side, as I was talking about earlier, it's just going to be a whole nother level of tangled spaghetti of redstone, which I'm going to have to deal with. And it's not just like when I say I don't want to deal with it, like I could work it out. Like there'd be, you know, I might have to go more layers. It might get messy, but I would be able to get it working. The thing is, I want to be able to build it in a video, and it's going to make a rubbish video trying to build all that redstone and be very, very difficult. So that's kind of the reason why I like things to be so simple, is because when I'm doing it in a video and commentating at the same time and thinking of all sorts of different stuff, I want it to be simple then. So let me go and work out the doorway idea, and let's see how much better or worse that is than the minecart idea. Okay, I built something to kind of start working out the second design of this game if we go down this route. I think this will be better at explaining it. So here we have a bunch of golems inside of their doorways. Something to mention is I did a little test all the way down here, and the golems seemed a bit rubbish. And so sorry, I shouldn't say. Actually, the door was shut. He couldn't hear me. So the golems seemed a bit rubbish. Like, it wasn't a case of I opened the door and he immediately started throwing snowballs at them. Like, there was a bit of a delay, and he kind of took a while for him to even notice that they were there and stuff. Let's see if he does a bit better. Yeah, you can see, like, it's not like you open it and he starts throwing snowballs. He kind of wanders around for a little bit and kind of just like drifts about until he notices them. But once he does notice them, then he's all for it. Then he's non-stop throwing snowballs. So that's something to bear in mind. I wonder if a case of doing it so there's... I don't know if they can see through glass. So I thought about maybe having glass, and maybe if I did do it as a block, like getting pushed up and down of glass, maybe if they're like already focused on the zombie, maybe they can't see through the doors at all. So that might be something to play around with a little bit later on. But let me kind of explain the concept. So I'd be up here. I think this would either be higher up. Actually, a way that this could be better is if I did it so it's like this, and then that way I can kind of see the whole arena better, and then just go and do this. Could even go and bring things once again kind of back to the other mock-up I did and do pressure plates. If I did pressure plates like this, and then to open it, I could just be kind of running over them. Might be a better way of doing that. So of course there's no redstone. I don't know. I was expecting something to open them, but this will give you a bit of a better idea. So say if I want the zombie to go straight that way and it's in the middle, I could go and do this one. That would open the purple one and start throwing it that way. These ones can kind of do it almost diagonally. Like if the zombie's here, I want to get it to the middle, I'd open the green one and it would start knocking it in this direction. Then if I want to do it kind of straight sideways, either way here, I can do these. So I'm thinking for like the pits in the middle, I think it could be like the green pit or like the good pit, whatever, could be like about here. Actually, maybe this is a bit too a bit too big. Maybe it goes out to here, and then it could maybe be something along the lines of this. And so if it goes in that green pit, then that means that the team on that side would score a point, and then there could be the two red pits over here, which is kind of... So for your defense, you kind of have two options. You could either try and knock it back to their side to try and get it in their green pit, or you could try and knock it into these little gutters. These could even be smaller. Like, I don't want it to be a case of where, you know, it feels like 50-50 if it's going to end up in the gutter or in the main pit, I guess. So I guess there could be a case of what if the zombie gets to here? Well, maybe it could be literally in a circle around the outside of this, like the whole outside of the arena. Maybe if it's like anywhere past this line back here, like this could all be dug out and be like the bad pit maybe, and then maybe make this goal even bigger going to like the edge here. And so if you get it down that little side there, it could go in. That could be a way to do it. Well, I guess this part, it could go all the way back to the edge here. It wouldn't really make any difference, would it? Because the zombie wouldn't be able to get there anyway. So maybe this pit could go along here like that, and then there'll just be like, what, like 4 blocks at the side? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 blocks at the side, which can kind of be like the gutter, where the team on defense would be trying to knock it down there. Like, I just think that'd be a really fun thing. Rather than just sending the zombies back and forth, like, it would be so frustrating for the player that's got it all the way to their side, and then it kind of ends up just getting knocked down into the little gutter, and then you end up losing. And it gives it a reason to kind of use these side ones here. So say if the zombies here, you know, you want to kind of knock it this way. Actually, I haven't really tested the range of these snow columns. Like this actual shape and size of the arena, like this isn't going to be permanent. I mean, it might be. It might end up being perfect, but that's unlikely. So I'm going to have to play around with that anyway. But this might be a good time to test the range of the snowmen. So I'm going to have to just keep spawning in zombies because they're going to keep burning. So I haven't bothered to build a roof yet. So let's see. I don't know if it's just not noticed them or if it can't see them. I feel like that's a reasonable range for the snow golem to shoot. Let's just kind of keep getting closer. No, he's looking. Is he going to throw? Oh, which one's he throwing at? Is he throwing at the one at the front? Okay, this is a really bad way to test. So what I think I need to do is I need to trap a zombie, and so it stays in the exact same place, and then build like a roof over it, and then see exactly what the limit is. So I think this might be too wide. You know what? I think just for like gameplay wise, it's a bit too wide anyway. So I think it'd be better to have it thinner. But let's work out exactly what the range is. And yeah, I have quite a few different options because I haven't completely given up on the minecart option. I really don't know what direction to take this in. So let me, once again, have a think, have a play around. Let me work out the range of the snowballs, because that's quite an important thing to do. And then let's see if I can kind of work this out. Oh, no, here's quite a good test. It's still going. Okay, it's going at the slime, but this seems to be about the limit. It seems to be around about here is the cutoff, so it's definitely going to have to be thinner. But yeah, I'll experiment, and I'll try and work it out exactly, and then I'll bring you back in and let you know what I decided. Okay, I've had a big change of idea, and I think it's a good one. So for some reason, I was so set on the idea of having like a goal here and a goal here, just like hockey or football or something. You know, that's just kind of the way a lot of these games go. Doggy hockey, I guess, is a good example. So I realized that for this design and the idea of like having it like you want to get it here but not here, that doesn't really make much sense. So, oh yeah, by the way, the limit is 16. 16 blocks is the limit for snow columns, in case you were wondering. So what I thought might be a better way to do it is to do a big square, or even like more of a diamond shape. So say let's have it as a big square. This isn't going to be an exact square because I'm doing it quickly. Actually, is this an exact square? That's actually pretty close, isn't it? I might have just built an exact square by accident. Oh, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. So imagine this is the arena, like way bigger than I'm looking at it here. And then around the outside, we had, say, a bunch of, say, 4 different colored like doorways where the snow columns are. So there could be like green, red, orange, yellow, and then green, red, orange, yellow, like this. And everyone would have access to, well, both players would have access to all of the doors. So these are where the snow columns are. So I'd stand up here, someone else would stand up here, and then on the ground, there'd be a bunch of different holes. So let's say if it was blue team against purple team, then in the floor, there'd be a bunch of holes. And basically, you need to get it in the right color hole for your team. So say if I'm on the purple side, I want to get it in the purple hole. The person on the blue team wants to get it in the blue hole. So say if like the snow golems are down here, I want to open up the lime green one to try and knock it down into here. And then you can kind of do it that way. But of course, you can both open both doorways. You're going to be battling to try and open them. And then the middle will just be open, because this is where the zombie would drop down from. So the mob spawner would be up here. The zombie would drop down into the middle. And then you're immediately trying to knock it into the right color hole and then stop it from going in the wrong color hole. I think that's just a much crazier way to do it, especially if we do more than one zombie. Like, we could do it so that the room gets filled up with zombies, and then you open it and then they all drop down. It might not be the same amount of zombies every single time, but I think what we could do is just do it like that, and then this would shut. They all drop down, and then you can kind of just look in and count them. Like, as long as we have a roof over the top so they don't burn, you can go like, right, there's, you know, almost like pool, I guess. I guess pool is the best comparison to make, and see, right, 2 zombies there, 2 zombies there, 2 zombies there. So that's 6 points for blue team, and purple's got 1, 2, 3 points or something. You can count them up, and then maybe pull a button, and it would pour like lava in the holes or something to get rid of the zombies, and then you're ready to play again. So the only redstone would be opening the middle and then opening up the doorways for here. I think this is it. I think this is the game. So what I said about the diamond idea, like I did a few drawings on my whiteboard to work this out, is it could be like this. I don't know if this is necessarily any better than the square design, but if it's like this, it's basically just a square but kind of skewed sideways. So it kind of looks like a square there, but more of a diamond, and then the snow golems could kind of poke out from here. Mainly the reason I thought to do it like this is just a bit more of an interesting shape. Like I keep building big boxy mini games. I just built, you know, the jump in game, which is a big box, and so I just thought that maybe if I do it like this, it might look a little bit more interesting. And if the gameplay is pretty much the same, why not do it like this? So I need a lot of experimenting now. I'm going to try and probably develop it quite a lot further along until I'm able to kind of come back in and show you what I've done. So let me really put my head down and start thinking about this, and hopefully come back with a relatively developed game. So seeing as this game is taking a little while to be able to design, I'm probably going to split this up into a few parts. So that's going to end part number 1 here, of possibly I don't know how many parts. So that's going to be the end of this video here, but don't worry, I'll be uploading them all really quickly together, so you can go straight and watch part 2 if you want to. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye!